All right.
It's chilly.
How come the camera went like all kinds of blue?
Oh no, it's weird.
What'd you do?
I didn't do it. I sat down in the chair.
That didn't work. I don't know. You sat down and the camera's like, wow, there's way too much blue.
Yeah, I
It was just fine.
I know. I don't know.
What'd you do?
I put on a shirt with blue in it.
Well, mine has more blue than yours.
I know. I don't.
I don't either.
I,
Sam broke it. Anyway. Yes, you do. It is really.
yes.
It is Monday.
Monday.
Yes. And yeah. Tonight we're going to be talking about world building. Again, I didn't realize that I've already kind of done this one.
I thought you kind of had when you said that, but
Well, see, I had to do an AMA. So I didn't want to cheese it. Try to actually put effort into it. This time I have notes.
hey,
Ish.
cheese it. It's a buzz.
I have bullet points that just remind me of stuff I want to talk about. Hopefully I can remember what the hell they were. Because that's how I roll. I'm too old to remember. Yes, I have the calories for it.
Hi,
Then it
Dan.
says, hi, Michael and Sam. It's my favorite time of the week. Woo!
Woo-hoo. Monday.
I have to show off my books that I got from Barnes & Noble.
Oh, yeah.
So this one, Classic Horror Stories. This guy's a big book. Has stories from all kinds of different authors that I've never heard of.
Mm-hmm.
But two of the ones that are in it is from Robert Louis Stevenson and Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. And I didn't know either one of them wrote horror. So this was kind of a really cool find. And I have plans to start reading it tonight, provided I don't get too liquored up. I would like to remember what the hell I just read. And I got a journal.
Of course you got a journal.
Because notebooks are my thing. The universe. I'm going to journal about being an author in this. That's all my thoughts for writing. And then this one is another notebook that I want to use specifically for the research for the next book that I write after Shadows. I'm looking forward to hanging out in Denver and at the museum and fun stuff. So, hi Shadow time. Yeah, it's Shadow's show. I love that book design. Yeah, me too. I think it's awesome. I'm like all kinds of jazz. I think it looks really cool sitting on my bookshelf.
Yes, he is a journal hoarder.
Yeah. I've got notebooks upon notebooks. There's 4 right there. 5, 6, 7,
There's a whole bunch.
8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Well, I guess 14, 15 because those are full. 16. And that's just the ones that you see. That's not including the notebooks that I have in boxes and crates. They all have a purpose, right?
They don't.
They do.
They all have a thought of a purpose.
I have a concept of a plan.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, that's a really cool book design. I like it. This was in the classic section at Barnes & Noble.
There were a bunch of them that had that style. Annika got
they had Norse and Greek mythologies.
Norse and Greek, yeah.
Norse, and there was Indiana Jones and
some Star Wars ones.
Star Wars and Jurassic Park, Dracula, like a lot of the classics. So
no, they're all empty. Some of them have not even ever been opened.
For those of you who have no idea what she's talked about, Jen just asked, are they full of your ideas?
Doesn't matter. It's not a podcast. It's not like people listen to it.
Yeah. I've actually have someone in particular that I know off the cuff who listens to the show on Tuesday mornings while she's cleaning.
Okay.
So, nah. Tell me people don't listen to my show.
Oh, I thought
they don't watch it. They listen. They just don't watch it.
Okay, then I will treat it the same way I do.
With crossing all around. Right.
Okay.
Anyway, Okay, so how much world building is necessary? We're going to talk about some world building today. Every story has some kind of world building involved. Every story,
Yes.
because you have to know where everybody's at. I mean, you have to build even the neighborhoods, the houses.
Mm-hmm.
You are going to use real landmarks or fudge it.
Are you gonna use real ones? You're gonna use made up ones?
Yeah.
You're gonna add landmarks where yeah.
Have I been on Medium lately? No, I haven't. I have a Medium account. I just keep forgetting it's there.
Yeah.
So I haven't been on Medium, not for a while. I've been kind of busy with my own blogs and the YouTube channel, so, and trying to finish my book. Why, did something break on it? Way off topic, but Ron wrote a story 2 days ago. Holy crap!
Really?
Well, he's still alive. That's good.
That's awesome.
Okay, so now we don't have to worry about him being dead.
Yeah.
I should get on and like comment on. Can you comment on Medium? I can't remember if you can or not. I should get on and comment. Dude, where have you been?
You're like, dude, we missed you.
You used to be a weekly viewer, and then you just kind of fell off the planet there.
I did.
All right, cool.
Cool.
Like, well, dude, what the fuck, over? Anyway, I made a comment on a story. Awesome. Yeah, I haven't. I didn't get an email, and I thought I followed him. I don't know. I'll have to check my Medium. It's all, I don't know. So at least we know Ron is alive and well, so that's good. I was kind of worried because he like disappeared right after that cold
hurricane.
snap.
Well, no, it was right after
No,
that
it was the freeze.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's
Is
right.
when Texas frozen over. Hell froze over.
Mm-hmm.
It was when Texas froze, and he just kind of disappeared. So I was hoping he wasn't like one of the people that died in that. So, hey, well, that's good to know. That makes me feel a lot better, actually.
Yeah.
Jennifer says there's so much we take for granted in the world that needs to be mapped out: water sources, travel paths, noticeable typography.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, it's like when you say world building, a lot of people think fantasy and sci-fi because they're so involved because you're making up new rules and shit. But in reality, every story needs some kind of world building to it.
Well, even Shadows, which I know isn't out, but we can talk about it because everybody knows it's Shadows of Atlantic City, and it takes place.
Sam just jumped 4 points.
But
you might as well just keep going.
You had to, even though the world in real life actually was already built, and it's not like you were creating a new world,
No.
but you still had to do the research and make sure that you were historically correct in that, because people call you on that shit because
And the Haddon House that's in Shadows, it was a real hotel, but the outpost that's in between the two didn't exist.
No.
So you can take a literary license with it, but even then you have to like plot out how long it takes travel wise.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, that's
like when I described looking out across the bay, all the little speckles of islands that actually exists in Atlantic City. So,
or really good example. We bring this up a lot. The first time I read Kingmaker for Michael, there's a section where these people are going one way and the others are going this way, and then they have to meet back up. And I was like, is this possible? So we literally are like drawing on the whiteboard, researching how fast horses can go to find out if it were possible.
I spent 3 days to prove a point.
But
and Chris was right. I was off by a day, so I had to expand part of that story to make it match.
But I was like, is this actually possible to do? Or is it believable? Because your readers, once you have a book out and it's published, your readers are going to call you on all of that shit. Even if it's a made up world. Even if your world is made up. So, for example, if people that have read Kingmaker go to read Fury and they're like, no, he went north out of that village to get to that landmark. What's wrong with you?
Wasn't there a waterfall here?
Yeah, like, because if you have fans and you have avid readers, people who enjoy reading and they're gonna notice that shit and call you on it.
That's where maps come in handy.
Mm-hmm.
Which I'm going to be working on when I'll be going through Fury and Kingmaker to try to get the details so I can create the map.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, it's getting kind of out of hand.
And it will. And especially if you're writing, I mean, if you're just writing one book in this world, like you're just writing one thing and it doesn't matter, then it doesn't matter. Like you build it and you don't have to pay attention.
Well,
but you already planned when you were writing Kingmaker,
Mhm.
you had planned that it was going to be multiple books.
Mhm.
So you should have started with the map.
Should have. Yep. I learned my lesson.
Because you need the continuity.
No shit. Yep, I learned my lesson. I'm making a map now. That's getting. Not to mention that when you do world building for fantasy, you can make the world as big as you want, and then, like with the Witchem series, I plan on writing stories covering all kinds of different areas of that map because I'm building an entire world.
Yeah.
So there's like all kinds of stories that can come out from different areas.
But at the same time,
So I
you
plan on
don't
doing something
have
huge with it.
you don't have to build out the entire map
I don't know.
before you write the first story. Before you just have to make sure that you're plotting the current story. But there could be, so right now, for example, using Kingmaker, there's this world out there. It's giant. And Mike's got this little tiny section of that world.
Mhm.
So it's important to so when you're world building, you don't have to build the whole world right away.
No, like when I write, the world is built as I write. So I don't even know where landmarks are until I need one.
Yeah.
So, like in the very beginning of Kingmaker, it starts off in a grassy plain,
With
but he makes his way to the forest road, which then leads into Witcham, and all of that was developing as I wrote. I didn't just decide, plan out the whole thing. This is how it's going to go. My world evolves as I go.
Which so Nia just says, for world building, would it be better to have half built or just enough? And I think you just kind of answered that.
Yeah, like I don't even think it's just enough. It's just it evolves as I write.
Yeah.
So like all of the scenes that happen after that, the forest where he fights that one creature, the river, the lake, all of it progresses as I write, depending on what I need, and then I just have to remember that those are there for future
later
installments.
Yeah, which again,
which I didn't do.
No, which I'm hoping you haven't fucked up Fury.
No, with Fury, Fury takes place closer to Yarkspur and the northern areas of that. So, the Witcham is still involved. They go back and forth a couple times, but they don't take the same path that Dimas takes. So it's a completely different area, but they do reference some of the landmarks that were in it. So I need to make sure that
those are correct.
Yeah. And a much larger section that I need to add. Yeah. Which is why I want to be paying for Incarnate here soon, so I can actually
so you can actually do it.
Make a map. Well, you can do it for free, but I like the tools that Incarnate has.
And it gives you more content, so
yeah, because then I can do a review on it, and maybe some how-tos or whatever. So, yeah. Moving how to input a map into World Anvil from Incarnate. I wouldn't mind doing how to add a map to your Reedsy book, because I did. I took the image from Incarnate and put it in Reedsy to see how it looked, and it came out fucking awesome. So, yeah. With writing short stories that aren't connected, would the world building still apply? Yes. Yeah. It depends.
To a different extent.
Yeah, it depends, because if you're writing something like fantasy and sci-fi, the physics and magic systems or whatever's have to, if they're on the same world, would still have to be part of that.
So no matter what, anytime you're reading or writing a story, no matter what kind of story it is, there's still going to be a little, unless your story is 100% dialogue, there's going to be a little bit of world building in it.
Oh, yeah.
Because you're going to describe, I mean, even if you were writing a story about this basement down here where Mike's office is, there would still be in that story a little bit of,
I have to build out the room.
You'd have to build out the room and
the details to it, like all the bookshelves. So there is some form of world building in everything you write.
Yeah.
So I'm not just talking about entire land masses or continents, magic systems and whatnots. Technically, world building is everything that your characters experience. And that could be as elaborate or as thin as you'd like.
Yeah.
Of course, you probably wouldn't want to go too elaborate. Like, you wouldn't want to, if you're going to just write a one-off book and about some world and then never go back to that world ever, you wouldn't want to break down every single thing about it.
It's one of the things, honestly, you bringing that up is one of the things I've had a lot of discussions with Ty about. Because Ty is great at world and character building and struggles a little bit with storytelling. Because he has this story, it's one, maybe two books that take place on this planet, and he's got like this whole huge world built up, and he takes so much time putting in all the details and what these things look like and all this, but he's missing a lot of the actual story. That's not just like this, just like reading a fucking map. I mean, like,
can't be too heavy on description. That's like when I write, that's why for me, it's just easier to build everything out as I go. The only time I didn't do that is when I wrote Shadows of Atlantic City, and that's because I needed Atlantic City. And so I did look at a Google map and then try to envision what it would look like 150 years ago, because it takes place in 1874. And I had to go through and research a lot of the town that was there. And they didn't have the boardwalk. They had they had a boardwalk, but it was only 8 feet long. Yeah. Made of wood and only stretched so far. It was to knock off the sand and shit from people's boots as they came into a building. Yeah. And so I had to do a lot of research on the era, but I still needed the landmass. And so I had to make sure that all of the stuff was where I could put them in the story, like the Absecon Lighthouse is in Atlantic City, even though Absecon is not. It's a whole totally different town. And so I had to describe all of that in detail, where people weren't going to, like, say, give me shit for it. But it all tied together well. My point is that I had to flesh out the parts of Atlantic City that weren't in history books or weren't in Google, obviously. So I had to build out some of that myself. Now, the hotel, like I said, it was a real hotel right where it is in the book. Yeah. The only difference is that it changed names in 1911, I think, to what it is now. And I can't remember what it is now. Yeah. But it's always been there as a casino hotel. Yeah. So, but I still had to fill in the blanks. And I filled in quite a few blanks. But with Kingmaker, it's just easier for me to write the story, to build the world as I go. If I need a waterfall in a certain spot, magically there's a waterfall. Now I have to remember that fucking waterfall is where it's at. That's where I'm having an issue. Because there is going to be more stories going throughout Witcham. There's at least 4 books that I have planned. Yeah. And that's just for those. Like I said, I do have more stories planned for the rest of the different parts of the world that are on it. In fact, I gave the world a name and everything, so that's where World Anvil is coming into play, because now I'm putting all that stuff in World Anvil so I remember where shit's at. That's good. So it's not just the map, but like the characters, the cities, the different religions and whatnots. They're all going into World Anvil.
So you can keep
Mostly so I can remember what the hell they were.
Yeah.
But I'm going to use World Anvil as a marketing tool so that people can use it as like a lexicon of the world.
Yeah.
So let's see. Sounds like he should be directing cinema. Who, me?
I think Ty, when I brought
Oh,
up.
Ty? Probably. Well, I do plan on doing some videos for WriterSanctuary this year. We'll be playing with the special effects on that, so.
Yeah.
But, you know, a lot of people tend to go all out, like we were talking about with world building. But really, I only put in as much as needed for the story. It's like I brought up at Worldbuilding 101 at Tattered Cover, is that I have no idea what my character's favorite Starbucks flavor is because Starbucks wasn't around in 1874.
Yeah.
So I don't bother to give a shit. It's
But
not part of the story.
But there's some people who will build a
that's
hugely detailed.
That's what Marissa was saying, is that she likes to dive into those details because it puts her more into the mindset of her character.
Yeah.
And that works for you. That's awesome. I like to simplify it. I only care about what is relevant to the story. So Starbucks is not relevant to a story.
Unless it is.
But it's not. Starbucks didn't exist.
I said this sound like you said is not relevant to a story.
No.
I said unless it is, because I have read some books where knowing what the main character's coffee order is actually important.
Well, if that's part of the fucking plot, then yeah. That's what I'm saying. In my story, it's not.
It's in your story, it's definitely not.
Here's a medium. Talking about Ron. Sam jumped all over the map. I have no idea where I'm at now. Wow, you like really fucked up.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. I was just talking.
Anywho, so everybody's talking about raw and medium. That's right.
I was on topic.
Wow, you like fucked up my chi here.
I'm sorry.
It's all good. Whatever.
I was on topic.
Anywho, so what parts of world building do you guys find most fun? I think land masses. I love describing the world. Even the dude that gave me 2 stars off Reed's Discovery, loved my world building.
World building.
He hated my dialogue and my character development.
Yeah.
Which is funny because Tom Bromley loved my dialogue.
I think your dialogue's fine. I think it's great. And
I think the guy was just full of shit.
I don't think the guy read the book. I think he skimmed it and read part of it.
Made us $50 and
was done. Yeah.
Yeah. I definitely could tell he didn't read the ending of it.
Yeah. So.
Anyway, that's a
Hey, you were both on topic.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we were.
Hey, in all fairness, Mike derails my shit every Tuesday. He fucks up my anything I have planned. Always derails.
Never derailed last week.
You didn't.
Good,
actually. We talked about how impressed we were about that. So, okay, almost always.
In the past, a few of my professors mentioned me not having enough character development. That's something that I had a problem with too.
The first draft of Kingmaker, there was not enough character development. He was just kind of... I need people to read the fucking book.
Shadows. I like character development shadows.
No, there is. There's great... That's one of the things Mike learned. And...
Can you see my comments? Yes.
We're trying to stay on topic, though.
But I'm staying on topic. It's awesome that Ron's alive. I wouldn't mind having him back on the show. We're talking about world building.
So, the first draft of Kingmaker, for those of you who have read it now, Didymus in the first draft
was a whiny bitch.
A whiny bitch, and he just didn't have a lot of personality. He didn't have, like, I did not give two fucks about that character, and he's the main character, like, and you should care about him. And I was like, meh, I don't fucking care. Whatever.
Yeah, I think more people cared to Plore.
I liked Plore.
Plore was a lot of fun to write.
Yeah.
I enjoyed writing his part. I mean, and he has some great lines in Fury.
In the first draft, I liked Rufalor, because you couldn't spell his fucking name right.
I didn't just misspell his name once. Oh no. I found five different ways to spell it throughout the entire book.
Was that in Fury? Or was it
that was in Kingmaker. I had to go through and fix
I was more attached to those characters.
Claire was another one that everybody liked.
Oh yeah. Than I was Dimas in the first draft. And I was like, this is not how this is supposed to be. You want me to care about this character. You want me to have a relationship, because I have book friends and they like, you want this person to be my friend, and you want me to care about what happens to him in this story, and I don't give two fucks. Like, he could fall off this cliff and die, and I'd be like, well, sucked to be him. He was a whiny bitch. And so that's where I was at with him. And again, is that being your main character in the book? It should have been. And so when Mike went through and rewrote, and you basically rewrote all of him.
Yeah, I went through and rewrote everything about Dimas.
And when I read it again before Mike, I was like, yes, this is what I needed the first time. This is who he needed to be.
But I've already ruined it, and so now I can't make her cry. One of my goals is to make Sam cry in every book.
It's not hard, but
you didn't shed a tear.
You can't. Yeah, you can't.
Spoiler alert! You can't shed a tear. You didn't shed a tear.
I didn't, because I was already like, meh, whatever. Fucker.
Oh, too bad. But I cared about Dimas and see where that got me. Well, you read him after I fixed it, though. So
exactly, that's what Jen says too. And it's so funny because everybody who's read now the final copy are like, "You cold-hearted bitch!" What? And I'm like, "No, you don't understand, guys. You don't understand." When I met him, he sucked.
Oh, yeah.
And when I read it the second time, I was just relieved that you'd fixed him. So I was like, oh, so much better.
Did you think I killed somebody in the shadows?
I was worried. I was so worried the whole book when I read it. I was nervous.
At the end? Because I did that on purpose. I was this close.
I was so nervous the whole time because you're mean.
I was about to kill him.
I was so scared.
But I thought how I ended it was way
better. Yeah.
You
that
lose.
One. You know what sucks is guys, I know everybody who watches this has heard me say, it's fine. I'll be able to order it for my birthday. Guess what, guys? Mike's like, it'll be out way before that. It'll be out way before that. My birthday, today's the 3rd.
Yeah.
My birthday is in 22 days. That book is not going to be able to be bought for my birthday.
That sounds like a challenge.
There's no way. I still have to read it again.
You read when it comes out.
Then you're going to rush it and it won't be okay.
No, like I said, like I've been doing the writing sprint. I did the writing sprint today. And like I said during that, I would rather write a good book than a rushed book.
Exactly. So my new goal. My new goal for Shadows, guys. You ready? This is my new goal for him. I would like to have it to read.
For my birthday?
No, I'd like to be able to buy it for your birthday. I would like to have the second draft by my birthday.
Oh, that'll be way before then. I'm like almost
22 days, Mike.
Yeah, I'm almost done editing.
Okay.
That's the only thing slowing me down. And then when you guys read it, I'm going to be working on the book cover. So, Plora, I was talking back to him as I was reading the book.
Me too.
Your mom has that mantra too, Mike.
What?
Yeah, I think Plora was a lot of fun to write.
Yeah.
Some of the lines he has in Fury are just fucking amazing. He got off easy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and she was pretty pissed at it.
Oh yeah,
and she's still pissed at it.
He got off easy in the first book. The second one, I've read the first 5 chapters.
I thought you wrote the first 6 because I got 6 into it, and then I want to make sure it wasn't too much.
So I've read and Claire doesn't let him off the hook. It's okay.
Yeah.
So we got off easy in the first book, but yeah, just wait. He's got to finish that book too.
Yeah, well, that one's 95,000 words in. I'm just about done writing that. So, like, as soon as I get Shadows done, the goal is to finish Fury. And then while you guys are reading, because that one's a much bigger book, while you guys are reading that one, I'm going to finish writing 7.
Okay.
So I'm going to have all 3 books published this year, motherfucker.
Believe that when I see it.
Yeah.
You're supposed to have 3 published last year. Did you get anything published last year?
No.
No.
No, what I had to do, though, there was a reason why nothing got done last year.
That's not true. Things got done. You got a whole book written, and
yeah, it's true. I finished writing Shadows, and
you're almost finished with
big chunk of the way through Fury.
Yeah, and Fury's almost done. So I was just giving you shit. You got a shit ton done last year. It's not as much as you wanted to get done, but that happens.
Yeah. I'm almost done editing, so it should be.
Which means I should get it for my birthday. Let's see, Neo says, not gonna lie, I'm afraid to get attached to characters in the next book. Me too! I do that every time. I welcome talking back and cussing characters out. If I cry, I'm complaining to the author. Uh-huh.
I don't think is there any. I don't know if there's. Oh, no, but there's some really good parts, though.
Don't give anything away. We ran into this last time, too. When Chris was like, la, 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 la.
I would like to put out a spoiler. A bit of a spoiler alert. I don't know if it's. Plur makes a dick joke.
Awesome.
That's all I'm going to say.
I can't wait.
It's awesome.
I cannot wait.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. So, anyway, world building.
We jumped into character building, so it's. I mean,
well, someone isn't going to make it. Damn again.
He's not sure yet.
Yeah, I'm not sure yet. I know a couple people get really fucked up, but you're all going to hate the 4th book. I can tell you that.
I'm sure.
I have to find out who. Yep, it's coming. I think you're on the list to be a beta reader if you want a beta read Fury.
You always send it. Give that option to Neo. I don't know that Neo's gotten around to it because Neo's busy.
Chris,
me,
you,
Mom,
your mom, Jen. Sarah, but I haven't heard from her in a long time. Not that's her. I know. The Sarah Burton, I think, is her last name. Yeah. Anybody who was a member of Buy Me a Coffee. I haven't done Buy Me Coffee in a while.
Yeah.
Just kind of fell off the map on that one. That's right. Now we have memberships on the YouTube channel, where you get to watch videos a week before they're out, and a special live stream on Fridays for members only. This Friday, we're going to be working on finishing the Cricket and Thunderstorm sound effect for the writing sprints.
Cool.
So, I think Chris is the only member. So,
yeah, I'm pretty sure so.
That's if he's going to be there to watch it. I think the members can watch stuff in the past, though. So, anywho, world building. Where were we at with that? Oh, I was asking what everybody's ideal world building is.
Yeah, nobody answered.
Nobody. Yeah, no one gave a shit. Trying to be engaging. Everyone's like, no, we don't want to talk about that. We'll talk about the characters. I was hoping Claire was pregnant for a second, but that wouldn't have fit. Yeah, she's not.
No, she's too crazy.
Nope. That's not going to happen.
Just don't.
Yeah, and besides, she wouldn't have known until Fury anyway. Fury takes place 3 months later. And I love her opening scene. That's a pissed woman.
I think we touched on all the topics.
Yeah, you just kind of blew over. I mean,
I didn't mean to.
It's like a fart in the wind.
I just was talking about all this stuff world building, and it just covered all your bullet points. I'm sorry.
Without taking a breath. No periods. One long run-on sentence.
That's why I don't write, because I write the same way I talk. It's bad.
Anywho, does anybody have any questions about world building? It's weird because like in Kingmaker, there's a lot more rainstorms.
Yeah.
I love the rain. So I incorporate rainstorms all the time. Like I love the opening to Kingmaker because the narrator makes fun of the fact that the story starts on a dark and stormy night.
Let's see. Yeah, I would have a problem with being consistent. That's the problem Mike's learning he had a problem with.
That's what I'm having an issue with right now, is I got to make sure that everything's lined up right, which is why it's great to make a map. Even if you're just doing a one-off, a small map of the areas that you're writing a story about.
Because now Mike's got to go back through Kingmaker.
I have to go back through Kingmaker and go through Fury and put all the landmarks and everything where they're supposed to be and make sure the stories
match. Yeah.
Otherwise, I'm going to have to rewrite a bunch of shit. I don't want to. I might just, I don't know. I've got quite a bit into it. So I don't know if I want to rewrite the whole thing, but...
No, but you're going to have to go through and...
Oh, yeah. And fix stuff. Like the river, I don't know where it starts or where it goes.
You just have this much of the river.
It's just the powerful river. It's just there.
It's just randomly there.
So, and now there's a mountain range that I introduced towards the end of it.
Yeah. So now you gotta okay.
And there is so much more in Kingmaker and Fury that I introduced. More characters and more of the backstory of the world. I don't know if you've read the ancient race that's in it.
No, I didn't. So Neo says, for a novel, I see how that would help, but since a short story is more limited, wouldn't it be harder to world build?
Probably, but the short story.
I mean, yes and no.
Well, with a short story, I would just run like I write normally. Is let the world unfold as you write, because
you want to make naturally.
And you want to make mental notes, or even on a pad of paper, something that's okay. This is a landmark. I need to know this is going to be here. Yeah. Well, the short story, you probably don't need to dive too deep into it.
No, but
you'd want the basics of your world. Yes.
Yeah.
Like if I was just writing a short story about Witcham, then I wouldn't have included the ravine or the river or the lake.
No.
I would have just worried about just what the character saw.
Yeah.
So I would suggest build the world from the character's point of view and not really go too far into the detail for it. It's like with the religion in Kingmaker. I don't dive too deep into
what they believe,
Jasaka or any of the other gods, because it wasn't relevant to the story at the time. Yeah. Now there's a few hints here and there of what that god represents, but I haven't really dove into the god itself because it wasn't really relevant. They become more relevant later, but like for Kingmaker, it wasn't.
Depends on the type of poetry, whether you need to world build in poetry.
Well, okay, so maybe you should write. I don't know if you need world building poetry.
Depends on the kind of poetry.
Never really thought of it.
I mean, okay, think of Robert Ross.
Okay.
He builds that world of 2 roads in a wood.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, you're right. Okay, so some poetry would need it.
At the same time,
Well, even with Edgar Allan Poe, The Raven.
Yeah.
The Raven, he builds out that chamber really well.
But at the same time, there's some poems that don't. Okay, it's kind of like what I said before about like if
Roses
you're
are
short
red,
story.
violets are blue.
Yeah. Well, that still has a little bit of roses are
Yeah,
red.
violets are blue. World building.
Well, but if like your whole poem is
haikus, I don't think need a lot of world building to
I
them.
was trying to think, and I'm like, Shel Silverstein's my go-to poetry, and I'm like, no, that has no. So my favorite one is Boa Constrictor.
Oh, that one.
Okay, I can't recite it anymore, so give me a second and I'll look it up.
Remember, the 5th of November. I plan on reading that one for Creative Sanctuary, by the way, just so that you all know.
Yeah.
Yes.
I want you to get some of them done.
Please, yes, world building. Please, yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah. It's like Shakespeare. Look at Shakespeare. His world building. I mean, it was more character based, but you have all the sets for it. So, like with Romeo and Juliet, she was up on a.
Okay. So here we go.
Anyway.
I'm being eaten by a boa constrictor, a boa constrictor, a boa constrictor. I'm being eaten by a boa constrictor and I don't like it one bit. What do you know? It's nibbling on my toe. Oh, gee, it's up to my knee. Oh, fiddle, it's up to my middle. Oh, heck, it's up to my neck. Oh, dread, it's up to my... my favorite when I was young. Like, when we learned about Shel Silverstein before his books were banned in schools. Dumb.
Dude must have been high.
My other favorite one, but it's a really long one, is Sarah Sylvia Cynthia Stout would not take the garbage out. But there's so much world building in that. Like,
okay. So I guess it depends on the poetry.
Yeah. I was trying to think of. I think she.
Is that you?
No, when I had some gas.
I hope it was a dog. That smelled burnt.
It wasn't me.
It smells like burnt ass, Sam.
It wasn't me. I would have said excuse me and probably excused myself if that wasn't what it smelled like. Just
excuse me, I'm leaving now.
I'd be like, I gotta pee. I'll be back in a little while.
Anyway. World building.
World building.
So yeah, I'd never really thought about world building in poetry. So yeah. And yes, again, stayed on topic. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, think about so many poems.
They just I've like most of the poems I liked were like the dark stuff, like The Raven. I love The Raven.
Yeah, and he describes, like, he builds that whole world up, so it's very visual. The thing with world building, it helps people who visualize stuff as opposed to just reading words be able to see the world around you. It gives you
songwriting.
World building?
Well, depends on the song.
Depends on the song, but
there's really not like I've been on a Rob Zombie kick lately. So like Dracula, not really much world building in that.
No.
Character building, but not too much world building.
No, but any country music.
I am the rat, feast upon the cat.
Any country music, you're gonna get world building.
Dog died. My wife shot it, and she ran off with the mailman.
Got hit by a train. In my pickup truck.
World building and social. Are you just reading off random shit now? Social media posts?
No, most social media posts are just fucking spewing trash and hatred.
Sorry. Or memes. How much world building is in a meme?
None, because they're visual.
Well, that's still world building, though. You're gonna tell me that?
True.
Avengers wasn't world building. That was 10 years of world building.
It is. But like social media, like memes and stuff, not so much. But
these are valid questions.
Yes, they are valid questions.
Yeah. Social media, I guess you can do world building in social media posts.
Because most social media posts are just spewing bullshit.
See, aside from mine, and like I rarely share memes. I hardly ever share images, but I always ask, or I always explain my writing process and ask questions. So, but it's not really too much world building to that though.
Conversation, and that's what I was saying earlier about like if you're gonna write a short story that's all about conversation, you're gonna have not a lot of world building. You probably still have some depending on what the conversation's about.
View social media as dialogue. Shit dialogue in most instances, but it's still dialogue. It's still dialogue. I love sharing memes. Yeah, we know. Would world building be helpful in digital marketing?
I don't. It depends on what you're marketing, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I'm like looking back at like commercials from back in the day on TV. Yeah. Like Mr. Clean commercials. There was a little bit of world building in that because, well, you had the kitchen with the mess and the cartoon character would come in and clean it. Yeah. There's always a hot chick.
Mr. Clean. Mr. Clean's hot, so.
I'd like some of the sexy music. Mr. Clean. Some of the cartoons I've seen were just wrong. So many levels.
Seen some really wrong stuff.
Like doing the pole dance on a mop. Okay.
But I mean, I guess it depends. It depends on what you're marketing and how you're going about doing it.
Yeah. Like I think from Professor Michael and Professor Sam. You're welcome. With digital marketing, okay, so here's an example. I plan on doing a live action advertisement for Shadows. Okay. And Fury. I would love to do it for Fury. So yeah, that one's going to take a lot of money though because I need somebody to render Pelor. Yeah. But I would love to do live action advertisements for Shadows. And so in that, I'm definitely going to be doing world building because it's showing the world of that book. I want people to buy the book for a reason. And I've already got the idea for the next book that comes out in Christmas of how it's going to look on it. So yeah, in a sense, you're doing the same type of world building for digital marketing as you would for the book because you want them to see what you write. Yeah. So it'd be the same thing as like writing a book. Yeah. So it's the same thing as when you write a script for a movie or any of those things, and you have to. Well, with screenplays though, screenplays are mostly centered around dialogue. It is up to the director to figure out where to put it all. Not always. Have you ever read any screenplays or anything like that? Yes, actually. A lot of them will have in notes and stuff like that of where you're like at well, yeah, but it doesn't really go into details like gas station, nightfall. Sometimes they'll actually be like at the corner of 34th and whatever in New York City. I've never seen it in that detail. Oh, really? Yeah, I have. Usually it was just the building name, the time of the day, and the characters that are there. And then the dialogue goes. Yeah. And then the director figures out the rest. But the director world builds. Yes. So play what you've learned, boys and girls. I don't know if anybody learned anything. Aside from the fact that Sam jumped through 7 points in 15 minutes. And 4 sub points. I don't even think it took you 15 minutes. You just ripped through the whole thing. No, I did. It took me about 15 minutes. Like I had this whole elaborate spiel. I was going to take about 5 to 10 minutes on each point. Sam just burned through them. You just covered. How efficient of you. I'm sorry. You could still go through. You still could have gone through them. Probably the biggest thing I'd like to share is how the world building happens in my mind when I'm writing, and that's it develops as I write. And so I don't know what's in front of me yet until I write it. As part of the story development. And like in Fury, I needed a ruins or a set of ruins, and so created a set of ruins. So the world forms as I write, and then I have to make sure I remember where the hell everything's at. That's why we were talking about a map earlier. Good job, Sam. I love efficiency. Going down the Reddit rabbit hole, inductive and deductive world building.
Oh, that would be an interesting rabbit hole, honestly.
I don't know. You gotta be careful with
some
of those.
Reddit,
You gotta be careful with some of those forums, though, because a lot of people. I think a lot of people make world building and shit way harder than it needs to be.
I got that impression from not Maddie, the other one,
Marissa.
I
think so. I think she makes it way harder than it needs to be.
Way.
I mean, I'd like Marissa. Yeah. I haven't read her book yet.
I haven't either.
But a lot of people like it, and so she must be doing something right. I just think that when she was explaining it to the rest of the audience there, I'm like, God, that is so convoluted compared to what I do. I mean, if it works, it works. But I just think that she puts way too much into it. But whatever works for you. There is no right or wrong answer when it comes to world building. It's whatever method works best for you. This method is more toward character, story arcs, and build world upon stories. Starts from detail, one character, one story, and moves toward world and generality, mostly used by writers and story creators. So, I guess that is close to what I do then.
Yeah.
Because I focus on the character.
That's what's growling.
All three of them. All three of my grays. Nice. Anyway, I start with the character's point of view, and then the world forms as he goes. History, politics, culture, and geography. That is where, if you plan on writing a longer series or a big set of books like Harry Potter, or like I'm planning on doing. I plan on doing a lot more with the Witcher Chronicles, and so a lot of that I'm going to be adding as I go, but I'm not going to worry about planning it yet because it's not relevant.
Yeah.
And so I create shit as I go.
Yeah. Now, you did need to look into history and politics and culture and geography when you wrote
I wrote Shadows. Shadows
because
definitely.
It's based on a real world.
Yeah, in fact, in Shadows of Atlantic City, I make references to the current president. I make references to the Civil War. Obviously, the Powhatan was a real ship that sank off the coast of New Jersey. Yeah. So I did a lot of historical stuff. So I did have to research a lot of the history of that area. Culture and geography. So it depends on the story, I guess.
Yeah. Let's see. Starts from generality, nations, historical events, whole cultures, races, religions, and moves towards details, singular characters, and stories.
Mostly used by game masters and lore builders.
Yep. Yeah. See, that's where Ty's at.
Ty is definitely deductive.
And his world's so big, but you miss out on a lot of the story, and that's what he's working on now. Because him and I have had a lot of talks about, he's got this whole giant world and each individual character built up, but there's no cohesive story around in that world or with those characters that make it worth. And he's working really hard on that right now. That's what his.
Yep, role players will be deductive.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it also depends on the story.
Yeah,
like I said, with the Witcher Chronicles is all built as I go, but with Shadows, I had to research it all before I started. So, and even then, some of the parts in Shadows unfolded as the story progressed.
Oh yeah,
like the church that's in the middle of that forest.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if there's a fucking church there. I needed one, so I put one in it.
And that's one of the things to write the second Shadows book. That's why you have that notebook, is because you're going to have to do a ton of research to figure out.
Oh, yeah. See, with Atlantic City was the bulk of the story happens outside of Atlantic City.
Yeah. So you could get away with.
So I could do a lot of fun with taking a literary license. But with Denver, the next book is going to be in Denver proper. It's going to be here in the middle of town, and so
you're gonna have to do a lot of research for that one.
Yeah. So it's going to be good. It's going to be set in the winter. It's going to be a Christmas book. It's a Christmas story. I've always wanted to write a dark Christmas tale.
Okay.
Oh yeah, and it's dark.
I'm excited.
Oh yeah, you will be.
I know.
Especially when you find out who the bad guy is.
Okay. But
always wanted to do one of these. I'm going to do it. Commercial is good. Coming Christmas to 2025.
No.
Yeah.
There's no way.
Oh yeah.
There's no way you're gonna have it completely written.
Little faith. I'm gonna have Shadows, Fury, and 7 done before June.
Okay, but to
it
have
only takes me 3 months to write a book.
Okay, but you have to write it.
Mm-hmm.
You have to have your beta readers do it.
Mm-hmm.
That's minimum 6 months.
I'm telling you.
That's minimum 6 months.
I'm telling you.
Before you start on the second draft.
Ho ho ho.
So 2026.
No.
It'll be published
It'll be
for
Christmas.
2026.
It's going to be Christmas.
It won't be published by Christmas.
Yes, it will. $20.
$20. It will not be published by Christmas.
It will be.
Well, but that's okay.
Easiest $20 I ever made.
Because you'd rather have a good book than a rushed book.
Mm-hmm.
So I win.
Oh, so you're going to
we'll revisit this.
So what you're going to do is take your sweet ass time reviewing the book.
No, I will not sabotage.
No, liar.
No, I won't. I will not sabotage.
So she says. Anyway, it is 7:50. What?
I have witnesses. I won't sabotage.
It is 7:56. Does anybody have any questions, comments, concerns about world building? I'll give you both 20 if it means getting another book. I'm telling you, Shadows I would like to have done and published before the end of the month. I am really close to finishing the edits.
I don't know that you'll have it published by the end of the month.
I'm going to try. But I'm not going to push it, but I want to try.
I think you'll have it published by the end of March. I think it'll be for sale by the end of March.
And then Fury, no, that's way too out there.
You still have to get a book. You have to get a cover done.
I already know what I'm doing for the cover, so it's only going to take me maybe 2 days to make it. I'm
telling you, it will be for sale.
I don't know.
It will be for sale the end of March.
No.
Everybody can have it in their Easter baskets.
Michael's still saying challenge accepted. Yes, I am. No. So you should have Shadows, 7, and Fury to read all in the next couple of months.
Mm-hmm. I'm excited.
Because Fury is just about done.
Yeah.
I think Fury will probably take me another 2 weeks to write.
Yeah.
And then while the beta readers are going through over it, I'm going to finish 7 during the writing sprints. And so 7 will be done on Wattpad. And that's a free book. And then...
technically, aren't they alpha readers? Because I'll be beta reading Shadows. That's 2, right?
Yeah, but I don't want to get into the fucking weeds. Now we have to find arcs. I don't give a shit about arcs.
Right.
I really don't. I don't care about reviews. I'm not going to pay you for reviews either.
No. You could pay me for this shit?
No.
I don't even get acknowledgments in fronts of books.
Yeah, you're bullshit. Was it Kingmaker or the other one?
It's not the other one. No, I got an acknowledgement in Kingmaker. You told me you weren't going to.
Tell you what.
Huh? I'm in the acknowledgement.
A special thank you to Sam, who has been supportive throughout my journey. You are the bestest friend anyone could have. The second one. Actually, technically the first, because at the very beginning I said the hardest part of acknowledgement is trying to show appreciation for everyone who has made an impact on writing. So you were the first one mentioned.
I didn't mean acknowledgments. I meant that.
Oh, the dedication?
Yeah.
Well, the dedication was to Brian.
So it's okay. I just like to give you shit.
Fuck off. Just for that, I'm not putting you in shadows.
I will whoop your ass on camera. Pay-per-view.
I can run commercials right now. Where's the fucking car?
Where's the cards?
Does anybody have any questions about world building before I whoop Sam's ass? Well, we kind of stayed on topic. Sam blew through them so fast,
We
though.
stayed on topic really good.
Every time I come up with a great idea for a topic, you torpedoed it.
You know what?
For that pay-per-view.
We actually stayed on topic the whole hour.
I've got boxing gloves in the garage.
I don't box. I can't put on gloves.
Actually. In fact, I think they're brand new.
I think so too.
If we can't see the fight, then there shouldn't be a fight. Yeah, but if we get violent, then YouTube flags it.
All right.
Can't show it.
We'll stream it on Twitch. It's okay.
We can do it on Twitch. I was thinking about doing a Twitch channel for WriterSanctuary because I could run Streamlabs and a dual stream to YouTube and Twitch simultaneously.
Oh, hey.
Not that anybody would watch me there.
No, but you know. Okay, is that last week's?
So I'm hoping I helped anybody with world building. I have no idea.
I think we did good. We did good.
Like you smoked through it.
For an hour.
Yeah, but each one of those should have taken me a good 5 minutes each.
Just means I'm more efficient than you.
I did it all in one breath. Maybe I'll show you more. You helped me? Well, I'm glad I helped you, Neo. I don't know how the hell I helped you, but that's awesome. Anyway, last week, today I will dig deeper and penetrate the layer that awakens my soul.
I must not have been paying attention.
From there, my story will unfold naturally. No, you have to watch the show because that whole line was even funnier because of what we were talking about before the end of it.
I watched the show. Oh, I was following Timothy on TikTok.
Oh.
I was like, I watched the show last week.
Okay. Yeah, you were playing around on Timothy Robert was on the show last week and made the girls moist.
Just followed him on TikTok. That's it.
Oh, speaking of which, I will be having Timothy and Laura will be on the show March 10th.
Oh, awesome.
It'll be before their book. They are looking for ARC readers. So if you're interested in reading a romance novel written by Timothy and Laura, they'll be on the show on the 10th, and you should be able to read it before it goes live on the 22nd.
Cool.
So I'll find out more information about that, but they will be on the show. Next week, I have Shan L. Scott will be on the show next Monday from Down Under.
Oh, fun.
She's Australian, and it's going to be noon.
Oh.
So she'll be totally awake.
That'll be fun.
Yep. And then after that, I have Maggie, but she's been following the show.
Yeah.
Oh, so she'll be on the 24th.
Awesome.
So I've gotten three interviews lined up. But yeah, so make sure Australians are hot.
I love Australian accents.
I like Australian accents, but you want to get me smoking, it's either going to be Irish, Russian, or Italian. Love the accent.
You didn't put it on the community tab this week.
What?
Slacker.
I didn't.
You left it on your keyboard. You just dealt with it on your keyboard all week? Is that what you did?
Yes, I did. I haven't put the last two on the community tab. My bad.
Yes.
This one I'll put in. Okay, here we go. Next week's affirmation card is: writing makes me feel alive. It is not a want, but a need. I write not only because I am talented, but because this message, story, theme won't let me rest until it is on that paper, glittering in all its glory.
You know what? I have said that so many times.
I wonder if we should... Captain Kirk, writing makes me feel alive. It's not a want, but a need. I write not only because I am talented, but because the message, story, theme
Please stop.
won't let me rest until it is on that paper.
Please stop.
Glittering in all its glory.
Wow. Just wow.
Or I could do it with my pirate voice.
No, that one doesn't fit the pirate voice.
Writing.
Sean Connery, come on.
Sean Connery.
There you go.
Writing makes me feel alive. Money Penny. That look didn't seem confident. Side note, Sam, are people nicer to you at the airport these days? I feel like these recent crashes would be a wake-up call for some people. Probably not.
No. I don't have... See, the thing is, I don't really have that many people that are mean to me, and I just ignore the assholes, so...
I would never be able to do your job. I'd get fired on the first day.
It's great. My favorite thing to do is when people are yelling at me because I can't help them.
You can always like, fucking walk.
Sit there and help them, and sit there and help them with a smile on my face. Be like, here you go. Thank you.
Thank you. Come again.
Thanks. And I do it just so calm, and they'll like be losing their shit, and I'm like, oh yeah.
These are sexy AF cards. Yep, they are way more in depth than the other ones, aren't they?
Yeah.
What I like is that these are actually written for writers. So yeah. Whoever got these for me, that's awesome. I think you guys are awesome. I have no idea where they came from. So whoever got them, bonus. Maybe someone just liked the show. I still want to know how the hell she got my address.
I told you, I'm pretty sure it's Neo.
Anywho, yeah, so if that's all we've got, don't forget that A Freelancer's Tale. We didn't talk about Freelancer's Tale. Kingmaker is available on Amazon in paperback, ebook, and hardcover format. Link is in the description down below. Hey, Margaret's here. How's it going, Margaret? We're leaving.
We're saying goodbye.
Hello. I am late. No time to say hello, goodbye. Or did I do that backwards?
Shadow got the cards. I'm sure she probably did. It's her show. She needed something to...
Did you get the book lamp for Christmas? Because if not, I have one to send. The book lamp. Which one?
No book lamps for
Christmas. I don't have any book lamps. I'm not sure which book lamp. Was it one of the ones I reviewed? Because there was a couple that I really liked.
Yeah.
That was on one of the videos from before. Yep, no book lamps. But I did show off my book that I got.
Books.
I got this new book from Barnes & Noble. Yeah, classic horror stories. I'm really looking forward to it. We've got Edgar Allan Poe, Bram Stoker, a whole bunch of people I've never heard of. Like I said, I'm really looking forward to reading the Robert Louis Stevenson and the Sir Arthur Conan Doyle horror stories. I didn't know they wrote horror, so this is kind of...
Oh, it's a USB charged open book with paper. Yeah,
yes,
you reviewed it.
Okay,
yeah,
so...
No, he didn't get that for Christmas. He got two really cool handmade notebooks. Oh,
yeah, I got this one right here is handcrafted leather. It's a notebook that has a felt tip or a calligraphy foil ink pen. And I got two, did I? Got another leather bound notebook. So both Scots, yes, they do horrors. Yeah, I didn't know that. So I'm pretty excited. Yeah. Looking for I want to get started reading it today. A little later, I'm gonna have my tea. I'm gonna sit back and watch it. Or read it, watch it. But yeah, I remember the things I looked at. It was my shopping list for Christmas. Because there was like a bunch of stuff. I remember I wanted the typewriter pen holder. Because I used to, it's almost like the typewriter that I used when I was 9. The typewriter ornament that I really want. You can put your name on it. There's a whole bunch of really cool stuff.
Yeah.
Like that was kind of like my wish list. So.
Let's see. ABC says, I never understand how people can be so mean to workers in the service industry. Even if it's something small like serving food, say something stupid, your food might end up with booger in it, right?
Yeah. Like I'm always worried about somebody like hock a loogie in my burr. So like when I bite it, sometimes I'll look just to make sure.
I just don't understand why it's so hard to be kind to people in general.
Yeah.
but we finished. You were doing your outro.
Yeah, I can't remember where was I. I guess we start all over.
Start all over.
Okay, because we did talk about a Freelancer's Tale, but it's also available on Amazon. Keymaker is available on Amazon, paperback, ebook, and hardcover format. And if you have any questions, comments, concerns, you can always hit me up on social media. I'm more active on Threads and Instagram. Very active on YouTube. And have a contact form on WriterSanctuary.com's website. If you're an author that has at least one book published, use the author contact form. That way I can set up an interview and we can get you on the show. Don't forget that I will have Shannon L. Scott is on the show next Monday. And then I have Maggie's going to be after that. And then Laura and Timothy Robert, Laura Thompson, Timothy Robert. They're not married. They'll be on the show on March 10th talking about their collaboration book, which is a romance. And it's going to be a lot of fun because I'm looking so much for to talk about their book cover. Yeah. Who outro. Have a lovely night. You too, Margaret. Thank you for stopping by and saying hi. But anybody has any questions, comments, concerns? Let's we'll call this a night. And thank you guys for hanging out.
Thank you for joining us. Remember, you can catch us live tomorrow night on Crossing Colorado's YouTube channel, Fitness in Theory. I don't have a topic yet. It'd be so nice if I had a topic. It'd be great if I had a topic on Monday nights, so I could be like, catch us, and this is what we'll be talking about.
Or you just do what I do and just do an AMA. Don't have a topic tonight. We're just gonna bullshit. Which seems like it gets the most interaction. So maybe we should start doing those more often. Airport workers, you guys are the reason we're still alive. Much love and respect.
Well, thank you, Kitty.
Oh. Yep, I would be the reason why most people take their own lives.
Everybody have a great night. Have a great week. Thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it.
And yeah, we'll see you tomorrow, hopefully.
Yay.
Yeah, I think it was, yeah. Still didn't feel like I helped very many people.
I think you did. You'd have to rewatch it and see that it wasn't just me blowing through your topics. We actually had good discussion about your topics.
You didn't just blow through them, you melted through it. It's like you were trying to speed run the topics. Anyway. Writing sprint tomorrow? Yes. Writing sprint tomorrow at 10:30. Oh my god, dog. Okay, get out from under my desk, you smelly bitch. Oh.